Hopefully y'all like that crisp, clean cut. So today is a slightly different classic angling video. Today is a how-to video at home. So it's also going to be an explanatory video because this is Rod almost took me out, but this is going to be a pretty much an instructional and informational video that y'all may or may not know about. So we're going to start with, oh, whoops. Wow, I am not prepared for this video, but anyway, what we're going to do today is I'm going to teach you about hair rigs, what they are, and how to set them up. So let's get started now. Okay, alright, so now we're going to start with the basic bones and structures and stuff, and we're just going to find a hook. So let's see, what do we have here? We're looking for a small little bait holder hook out of this little shindig here. Sorry, I'm trying to get the light perfectly. There we go. Okay, try not to, oh, this looks good. You also want something that, your line can fit through the eye of the hook without the multiple times, you know. These hooks are all too big, so we'll go back to the box. Actually, guys, I'll slide right into carp's mouth with ease. So, if it'll focus, it probably won't, but, yeah. That's the hook we're using. Next, you're gonna need some line, of course. We're gonna use, let's see, this is the tip here. So, we're gonna use, oh, shoot. I'd say we cut right here. Oh, you need scissors, too. I'll cut it right about there. So, it's about good. Now, we're just gonna tie, we're pretty much gonna start a Palomar knot right here. So, we're gonna take that loop and then keep these two ends together, or keep the two parts of the line together. I don't know. Make an overhand knot. Pretty easy. And then make a super small loop. And there we go. And that's how you make a loop right there with the Palomar thingy. And then this extra tag end, we're gonna snip that off real fast. So the tag end is removed. As y'all can see, now we got a very sweet, succulent loop there. Not hoop, but a loop right there. Now we're gonna squeeze the end of it and make it very pointy. And we're gonna put it right through the eye of the hook. So this is why I was debating on using this hook, because I didn't know if the eye would be big enough, but we'll make it work. We need a small hook anyway. Actually, guys, you know, I just figured something out. You could take the other end of the leader, which you're supposed to cut off, and you could go through here. Wait, yeah. Just go through here, slide on up, and just the length of your loop. You don't want your loop to be too far from the hook, because the fish will, because you put your bait on here. This is called the hair, and you thread your bait on there, and the bait sits on that loop, and your hook stays bare. And what happens? Your carp stuck up in your bait. They don't feel anything. They want to take it, and then so they start taking the whole thing. Oh, I feel a hook. Oh, it goes spits it back out, and this hook will be facing downwards, or the point would be facing downwards. That carp rubs the spit back out, and that hook goes right into this bottom lip. It's just like a circle hook, sets itself, or the carp sets a hook on itself. So I'm gonna leave. That's about a good length right there. Just bare where the knot is at the bend of the hook right there. That should be good. So now what I'm gonna do is gonna hold it against it and wrap the main line around there as many times as I need to. Most like around 7 to 10 times, just to get that nice and secure on there. So let's see. That's about good. So just so that loop doesn't slide off the hook or anything, and then you take that line, or take the end of that line, thread it right back to the eye. So I'm saying you need a big eye on a small hook. Pull that right through. Ooh, sweet and succulent. Alright, and that hook is secured to that hair rig. Now that's the hardest part of making a hair rig, is just attaching the hair to the hook, which isn't even that hard. I just learned the way myself. I usually put the loop through the eye, because the eye should be big enough, but you can take the other end of the leader and just slide it through the eye. And so that hook's in straight on there. Your bait is where my fingernail is. Boom, sweet and succulent. Now at the end of your leader, you're gonna tie a surgeon's loop knot. If you don't know what that is, it's all over the internet. So just tie that real quickly, and then you should end up with something like that. Of course, I guess this is stronger than the hair. Oh, whoops! I'm hooked on my original. Than the original hair rig knot, where you just tie the overhand knot. But this is, yeah, you could do that too, but I know this is a lot stronger. So I usually snell my hooks with this knot and tighten that up. Clip the tag end. Yeah. My sisters are getting old. My scissors are getting old. I don't have a sister. But that's what you're left with. You got hook there, or hair rig there, loop at the end. You snap that onto your snap swivel, or you snell it. Use a snell knot through your barrel swivel or something like that. And boom, you're set to go. Now we'll talk about how to set up a hair rig. Alright, well, let's focus. But we got the hair rig right there. And now we're going to show you how to put the bait on the hair that's supposed to go on. So this is what professional carp anglers call a baiting needle. And what I call it is a straightened out jig head. I took a ball head jig head. It was this part's old. I actually missed a giant catfish on this jig head. But so I got real mad at it, straightened it out, and turned it into a very mighty fine baiting needle. Now when you straighten it out, I don't know, y'all can't see that because this phone's being difficult. But there's a little sharp bump there. That's the barb of the hook. You don't want to see, there it is. You don't want to press that down. That is real key when making this, when straightening this out. So you don't want to squish the barb at all. Just straighten out the hook, or straighten out the jig head, and you have a mighty fine baiting needle. Now here at this highly fluorescent stuff, we're going to call this the bait. This is actually just a strike indicator that's used in like fly fishing and stuff, but it's got a good little hole in it. But you can use any soft baits like corn, boilies, that you can poke this thing through, and or in this case it just has a hole in it. So we're just gonna let's see if we can finesse it on there. There we go. So we just put that on there, and watch this. Guys, this is like the magical part. So actually, I'm gonna get my other hair rig that I actually had laying out. This is on a. I'm gonna actually be using this tomorrow in tomorrow's video. But that's a size 2 octopus hook. It's got a bigger eye, so I'd like to use it more often. But what I'm gonna do, see that loop there? We got the indicator there, and this is where the barb comes in. You're gonna hook that barb right in that loop, and then you knock this off. Get off the needle, onto the line. How much finesse did that take? So this is the part where I screwed up today in today's video. We're fishing by the generator. This is how I got real mad at it. It's all in the bait stop, how you keep your bait on there. I was just using a piece of foam, sticking it in what was left of the loop right here, and call it quits. Just tighten that up and cast it out there. I reeled in. The bait's all gone, even the bait stopped. So what I did, oh shoot, yeah, is this thing? Yeah, this thing has a notch in it somewhere. I cut a little notch in the foam, and you're gonna put your line through that. Actually, I'm gonna get on her. See, guys, there's like a little opening there that I cut right there. I put my line in that. I stuck it through the loop and then put the bait stop in. Make sure it was nice and tight, and then you make sure to slide that bait down and press right against it so it's nice and snug. And there we go. That ain't going anywhere. So it's been working for me today. It almost worked for me. It I hooked the fish, not this exact rig, but it's on another rod. It's hooked the fish, and got in the weeds, lost it. But I don't know. I'm hoping in tomorrow's video that this will be a lot better. But that's how you set up a hair rig, guys. I would thread corn from here all the way to the end, as much as I can. Oh, I dropped it again. You'll fit as much of the corn as you can on this bait stop, from like the point to the hook thingy lead, and just hook it on there, slide their corner off onto the line, and boom, you got magic happening. So we'll see how it works tomorrow. Fishing today though, I would definitely recommend a small circle hook. I mean, that takes forever to rebait, because usually what happens is let's pretend this is your corn. This is supposed to be the bait anyway. So this is your corn, and what the carp have been doing today, since I got the new baits, or since I start making these new bait stops with the notches in them, they would come in, they would like hit very hard. They would be going boom, 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 like just knocking the rod down and stuff. And then I wouldn't set the hook. I would let them take it, because usually when they do that in many different times, it means they got the hook in their jaw and they're trying to spit it out. They're trying, they're sucking that thing in. They feel the hook and they're like, no, I don't want that, blah, blah, blah. And then now they dug that when they're trying to spit the hook out, the hook gets into their bottom lip, as I explained earlier. But what they would do, they were so small, they would just take the corn right off. They would leave everything, well, they would leave nothing but hook and the bait stop. The bait wasn't there anymore. So hopefully it changes tomorrow. That's why I tied a smaller hook on to the other hair rig. I'm actually gonna switch it out, actually, because that looks like it. See, look at the difference. That's probably gonna catch a lot. It's gonna slide in the fish's mouth a lot better, even if it's small. This is more designed for, average size carp, like 5 pounds plus. So that's a hair rig, guys. So I'm gonna get this ready and get packed for tomorrow. Also, guys, don't rely on just one bait stock, because that's gonna leave you hair rigless for the rest of the day. I make a ton, actually. See all that? I cut up a foam ball and a yellow foam ball that will blend in with the corn. I made a ton of bait stops. You gotta make a ton of these, because when the carp hit really hard, they're most likely gonna tear these off. So I mean, it hasn't happened yet, but I'm pretty sure it will happen if it gets like worn down over time. I don't know if that made any sense or not, but you just make a ton of these. Just cut a tiny piece of foam, cut a little notch into it about halfway, and then just thread your bait on with the bay needle over here, or the bent out jig head, and then just slide your corn on there, put your bait stop on, just thread it through the loop, stick in the notch, tighten it up, slide all the bait down on the notch or the bait stop so it will stay secure, and boom, you'll be ready to cast in no time. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching this incredibly boring video of classic angling. I'm sorry, I know I'm still new to hair rigs, but I just thought I might explain that before I just go into depth about like why I'm not catching any fish on it, and what I need to fix about it. So just because I know a lot of you out there aren't even that far up in the carp angling style, and I'm really not. I just stuck to circle hook and bait holder hooks and stuff. That's how I fish for pretty much all my life. I never even thought about throwing a hair rig. So this is really my first time ever throwing hair rigs and actually getting bites on them, because I did try it last year and it didn't work. So hopefully it does for y'all. I know it works for a lot of people, especially in Europe. This works for a lot of people, especially getting big fish. But I don't know if that makes a difference or not, because we have a lot of small fish in our lakes in the Texas Panhandle. That's why I like to stick with small hooks, small hairs. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this episode of Classic Angling. Hope you learned something, and we'll see y'all in tomorrow's video.